Hello everyone, 안녕하세요 여러분. My name is Dana and I'm learning Korean now for 8 months. During these 8 months I booked a few resources for learning Korean and some of them I regret and some of them I love. So today I will show you which one you maybe do not have to buy and which one you will not regret. First of all, I want to mention that this is just my personal opinion and the resources are not bad at all. I just have not the matching learning style to these resources. It's my individual problem. But yeah, I want to give you a few insights so that you can decide if this would match your learning style. The first is not really a resource, it's a study course. In Germany you have schools like adult education schools where you can buy a course that's once a week for an hour or two to learning languages or learning something else. And I booked a Korean beginner class and it was a bit boring, it was really slow for my pace and it was not really fun and not a pleasure way to learn. If you are a learner who likes to have a classroom, to have a teacher, to have someone who holds you accountable and a time and a place where you have to go, then it's really nice. But for me, I don't need this. And for me, it was just 2 hours, not so effective invested time for learning Korean, because I was thinking, if I would do this on my own now, these 2 hours, I would learn so much more, and that is really a bit sad. Then let's come to the second resource I regret to buy, that I bought it. Yeah, and that's also included in this course. It was the book resources we had to buy, and it's the brand Sogang Green, and I don't think that they are bad at all. That they are really for this classroom feeling. So they are not really for self-learners. And for example, this book is just like you knew such books from school time. You have dialogues, you're going through those dialogues with your teacher, she corrects you, etc. And then we have this exercise book where you can match vocabulary, read text, write text, like this. And also we have a small vocabulary grammar book. And it would be really practical and really helpful if I would learn it, but it's so boring. The appearance is so boring. And it makes not really fun to learn with it. And that's the reason why I don't do it. Even if it would help, maybe. And for my big reason why I regret to buy this is because all of this cost me 50 euros, and for 50 euros I get a lot of better, more enjoyable resources that I will show you later. And that's my second resource, or that was my second resource. And now my third resource I regret to buy. That's really my own fault, because I just wanted to buy something to learn Korean, but never reflect on myself how I learn and how I like to learn. So the third resource I regret is this flashcard box from Pons. And it's not really the fault of this box. So first of all, they are writing Korean in 4 weeks, 800 vocabulary. It's really frustrating for a beginner to learn 800 words in a month. That's a lot of words. That's really, really, really a lot of words. I don't know, maybe 300 you can learn, so have 10 new words a day. But as a beginner, if you're not used to this language, so you cannot remember so well, in my opinion, you cannot remember so well words. You need a bit longer than you need later if you have learned more words and can connect it better. So for a beginner to have this flashcard box, it's really frustrating because you're thinking you can learn 800 words in 4 weeks, and then you realize that you will not. You will really not. And the other thing is, but it's also my way, how I wanted to learn with this box. They have the categories. At the beginning, of course, a lot of greetings category and meeting people and say hello and goodbye. But it's also really boring to learn 5 or 10 different ways of saying goodbye and saying hello, because I just need 안녕하세요, 안녕히계세요, and 안녕히가세요 at the beginner level, and I don't need any else what is here in this box. And also you have the problem if you have the same category and the same vocabulary, that your brain is mixing them and you cannot remember them so well. The good point is that you have already written cards, you have it with the pronunciation, and sometimes they also have a sentence, an example sentence. So it's not bad at all. It's not a bad resource if you like to learn with physical flashcards. But because this is my last point for this box, is that I realized that I really learn vocabulary on my mobile phone just with my digital cards. At the beginning I used Enki, later Quizlet, but it don't depend on the application. But I'm not a person that will take these physical cards and repeat them, because where do I have to pick them, and then they are not in the right order, and I don't know. I don't do this. For learning a language, you need resources you are using. You need resources that are matching your learning style, your learning type. So what I want to say, it's not a bad resource at all, but they also have pictures. It's not a bad resource at all, but it does not match my style, and it's a bit overwhelming for a beginner to learn this, because they are saying it's for a beginner, A1, A2 level, and they have this catchy title with this 4 weeks, and I was so frustrating when I started, because I knew that I have to learn so many words a day to achieve this 4 weeks, and I didn't achieve. So that were all my resources I regret, and now we come to the resources I really don't regret. It's so hard. Okay. The first resource I do not regret is TEUIDA. It's an language learning app for beginners, and they have really a nice structured way for learning grammar points and doing this with videos where they are talking to you as a learner. And I think how they do it is a really nice pleasure way. It's really, you want to learn with them. It's like you have your everyday lesson, and also the speaking exercises are really useful, because at the beginning you are a bit afraid to speak because you're thinking, oh my god, I don't know what I say and maybe no one understands me. And this app is not judging you. You can just make your speaking exercise and realize, it has heard correctly or not. And I think it's really nice for beginners, because at the beginning, I don't know how you feel, maybe write in the comments. At the beginning state, I'm a bit lost, and I also am not completely sure if I want to learn this language. And this app is free. You can do 1 lesson a day without paying. I just paid for it because I found it so nice that I want to give something back. Yeah, it's for a beginner. You have this low level starting point, this structure, the grammar points, the appealing way of transporting the knowledge, and also the exercises. And on the other side, they have a stories feature, and there are a few stories you can do where you are in a story, like a video story. You are a character and you're speaking a few sentences, and yeah, that's also really a fun way of learning. I wish there would be more resources that do this like this. The second resource I do not regret to buy is this book, My First 500 Words. I also bought my second 500 words, but it's not so nice like this one. It's the same, but I don't know, the same but different. I cannot really explain why, but this one I really like. You have your 10 words that you learn a day, you have a checkup list where you go through, and then you have a story, and I really like this way of learning, that you learn vocabulary in a text, in a context. Then I can remember them better. And yeah, then they have this table and also a few of this fun connect words or do a crossword is it crossword exercise? I don't know. And fill up a blank text. And after I think a week or 10 days, you have this repetition chapter where you can quiz yourself. And it's a really nice book for learning by yourself, by have a routine, your 10 words a day. It's not overwhelming, it has context and it has a nice appearance, and I enjoyed learning with it. So that's the reason why I don't regret it. The last resource I really don't regret. I really love this page. It's the Talk to Me in Korean web page. You can have a subscription for a yearly subscription or monthly subscription, I don't know. But with this subscription you get all the resources they have, and they have a lot of them. So you can learn during short stories, reading, listening. You can do dictations, so hearing and writing down. They also, the main part I'm using is this grammar series of them. That you can buy the books, but it's probably more expensive than buying a yearly subscription and do all the books in 1 year. Because they have them on this page in digital form, like a podcast version. So yeah, I really like that they have this structured way of grammar points and the structured way for self-learners. And this page is really I recommend it. I don't regret any euro, dollar that I paid for this page. That were all my resources I regret and I really love. So write down in the comment which resources do you love to learn Korean with. And if you like the video, you know the game, smash the like button, subscribe, and we see you in the next video. Bye bye!